So I left off talking about sparring and said, what does it show? It shows wisdom, insight, sense, prioritization, commitment to wise action, discipline, character, perseverance. It shows the various principles of martial arts and life that are applied to prove a point. That's why it's called point sparring. Because you're proving a point. Why were you able to make that point? What point are you trying to make in general with your system or as an individual? And why were you able to outmaneuver that person? As morality is more reality, when sparring is done correctly and outdoors, something that won't be able to occur after my flesh dies, it shows you who's established the throne in righteousness. That's a huge part of it. That's why animals in nature spar. See, kangaroos and dogs, even in their own way, right? The moose, the goats, the cattle, they spar because it's a pattern of nature that God wanted to show you. As I pointed out the other day, the word spar is like the word soar and star for a reason. I am the root and offspring of David and the bright morning spar, the bright morning soar, the bright morning star. Okay. And that also connects to the word scar, and there's a lot of connections that you can make there. So in Proverbs 9, again, it brings up sense, it brings up insight, it brings up knowledge, it brings up understanding. It brings up the idea of not cheating somebody, treating them fairly, doing justice instead of pursuing ill-gotten gains. Ma'am, do not choose ill-gotten gains, choose righteousness and justice. If you want, you can come back, we can discuss this. Righteousness and justice. That is the fact of the matter. That is the truth of the matter. Well, that person was jogging, so I won't count them as somebody who didn't want to hear me out. At first I was like, I figured they weren't going to hear me because people tend to keep walking. But I think they feel a lot better about it when I try to talk to them when they're kind of walking away or jogging away, because they feel less on the spot. And of course sometimes they're dressed in a way that's I might say promiscuous or tantalizing or whatever. And the word set is a play on words for tease. Okay? Oftentimes we get caught in kind of feeling appreciative that they're dressed that way. You say, wow. For me, I feel some kind of way about it, but I'm not moved because I'm in the Spirit of God. But you have to really understand that it's when a woman treats you fairly, especially in regards to romantic justice, because God is love. That's when you should appreciate them more. That's when you should appreciate them most. Not when they're dressed in a way that is, whatever, right? You might say sexy or whatever. But when they're treating you fairly. And I brought some scriptures here. I'm going to go over downtown probably. When I go to downtown Santa Cruz, the scriptures about love and heartache, breaking the spirit. And it's better to scramble to bring romantic justice than say, I'll get to it at some point. People not prioritizing romantic justice is part of why I, the Messiah, am single at 43 years old. Pretty sad.